to the Director's Chair. I'm your host, Alicia Saeed. After last week's incident, we've been told by BRTV administration this episode has to include no tomfoolery, no shenanigans, and absolutely no dying. I think we can pull that off. So let's get started. Episode, we'd like to apologize to the family of Jesse Davis. Unfortunately, he did succumb to sandbag-related injuries, so rest in peace, Jesse. We've also been dropped by our sponsor, Sandbags, much like we did to their product last week. So sorry about that, Sandbags. And the chairs still aren't here. Maybe next week. But hey, everything's okay. So as long as everybody survives this episode. And with that, we'll be right back with Scratch Across America after this break.
Everyone deserves to have a decent place to live.
Everyone.
Site.
Todos.
Decent shelter is something we all need to thrive. When a future homeowner partners with Habitat for Humanity to build or improve a home,
Build.
Kujenga.
Construir.
Grade.
they build a better future for themselves and their families.
For my family.
Por mi familia.
За моята фамилия.
Familia yangu.
Your support empowers a family to help themselves.
Help.
Assistir.
Tulong.
Kusaidia.
Your support helps families around the world achieve strength, stability, self-reliance.
Strength.
Force.
Sila.
With a little help, we all have the potential to stand on our own.
Potential.
Potencial. Ueza.
Potencial.
Through shelter, we empower. Visit habitat.org to provide help to families like these today.
I'm here. Can you see me? Because I feel like I'm invisible. Like this whole place is invisible. If it weren't for the nightly news, no one would even think of this place. But down here, things look different. Down here, our spirits are bright and our dreams are vivid. And if given a chance, that's what the world would see.
Welcome back. This week's film is The Scratch Across America, a film about one young man's hunger for fame and the strange lengths he goes to in his quest to achieve it.
My name is Howman Hensler, and these are my nails. I sharpen them every day. That's because I've waited my whole life for one moment, and that's the moment that I scratch Tom Hanks, the actor from Big. Just like, scratch him, you know? I just think he's the best person to scratch. I mean, try and think of someone better to scratch. You can't. Plus, after I scratch him, I'll be able to say something like this. I'm the guy who scratched Tom Hanks. See?
Dear Mr. Hanks, won't you please turn the corner, look at me. Mr. Hanks, you're the golden boy American dream. Mr. Hanks, when the Lord looks down on me, I want to be the man who scratched Tom Hanks.
I've known Howman since middle school band, I think. Howman! Sometimes I'll see him scrolling on his phone, just like checking Tom Hanks hashtags, just like refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. Howman, I gotta brush my teeth. I'm coming in.
Prepare to be scratched, Hanks. Hey, I don't mind you coming in, but could you knock next time first?
I did.
It's just that I get all my best ideas in the shower.
Right. I mean, usually he's a pretty good roommate, but he's obsessed. Hey, what you doing?
Did you drink my Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, but I replaced it.
With Mr. Pibb.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Mr.
Right.
Pibb is prune flavored, Dr. Pepper is cherry flavored, so no, I don't really think it's the same thing.
Okay,
They
well.
shouldn't even come up in the same conversation, let alone be considered a replacement for the other. You know how ridiculous that is?
I do not need to deal with this.
You ever hear
right
the
now.
expression apples and oranges? Apples, oranges, prunes, cherries. Pretty relevant here.
Okay. What are you gonna do about it? You're gonna scratch me? What are you gonna do?
I'm only gonna scratch Tom Hanks.
Yeah, okay.
Do I have a plan for my life? I guess you mean if this whole Tom Hanks thing doesn't pan out? Yeah, I've thought about it. Like to be one of the first to go to Mars with Elon Musk. That'd be pretty cool. And I could kill the leader and have like a mutiny, you know? Then they'd at least have to write a Wikipedia page about me. That'd be nice, but not as good as scratching that f***ing boomer Tom Hanks. Got him. He's around the corner. Hustle up. You gotta get me scratching Hanks so I put it on TikTok.
Living life, bro.
Living life?
Day by day, how you doing, bro?
Man, just waiting for the next chapter, you know?
Yes, sir. That's all you can do.
Yeah, for real. Hey, is that Tom Hanks?
Wait. Oh, you talking about the one from Big?
Yeah.
Yo. Wait, I think that is, though.
That's
Wait.
wow.
Hey. Tom!
Hey, fellas, you must have recognized me from Big.
Nice to meet
What's up, guys?
What's up, man? How you
How you doing?
Hanks! I'm gonna take you down.
I still can't believe he did it though. And I feel partially responsible because I was there. I was right there. I could have talked to him. Could have listened to him. He's so fucking hard to listen to though. Nah. What am I talking about? I was nice to the guy. I was a roommate. I was totally fucking fine. Did for him all the time. I wasn't the problem. It was you guys. You're the fucking problem here. You're gonna take this and publicize it on the internet. What is that gonna do for anyone? He needs fucking kindness and compassion. He doesn't need to be fucking spread around like crazy. He needed fucking help, not publicity. And y'all are gonna fucking blame this on some violent movies or video games or something. That's fucking bullshit. His name should have never been in the fucking headlines. I'm done. I'm done. Sorry, I'm done. Make sure this never fucking airs.
Well, I'm on the run, and I've been very careful to make sure no one can trace my steps. I've been paying in only cash. It's very important. My face has been all over the news. You should hear what they've been saying about me.
Announced her divorce to Mr. Hanks earlier today. The actress cited irreconcilable differences having to do with her partner's recent disfigurement as the primary reason for separation. Hanks was accosted by the 20-year-old Homan Hensler 2 weeks ago. The incident spawned a wave of copycat attacks directed at many other celebrity victims. Actor-businessman Mark Wahlberg said the following about the original incident. "If I was on the street with Mr. Hanks, things wouldn't have went down the way they did." The tabloids have dubbed the events as the Scratch Across America. Currently, Adam Driver, John Hamm, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Jason Alexander, Skeet Ulrich, David Thewlis, and Don Cheadle are among the scratched. And coming up, new public dietary program.
They love me. I have to top it. I have to do something better. Who's the best person to scratch now? Could be Jack Johnson. He'd be a good person to scratch. Ed Norton, a little indie scratch. No, it's not enough. Has to be perfect. I know the perfect person to scratch. Who are you? I'm the guy who scratched Tom Hanks.
And he rolled away that day 110% and counting. There was no one left to scratch. He'd reached the summit of his mountain. There was fire in his belly. To God in heaven he gave thanks. But to the people of this world, he would only ever be the man who scratched Tom Hanks.
And we'll be right back with Morris.
Suppose now shush, she makes the sound she makes to calm me down.
Miss Lee, this is Agent Williams from the tax office. Our records show an unpaid balance on your account. If you don't pay by end of day, you'll be facing jail time. Well, the fastest way to fix this is with a prepaid debit card. Can you go get one now? Yes, and we want to clear this up. If you just buy that prepaid card, put $400 on it, then call me back and read the numbers to me.
The moment they ask for a prepaid card is the moment you know something's wrong. Think before you send money. Learn more at scamawareness.org.
Welcome back. I'm here with Morris, the director of the Scratch Across America. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So my first question is that I just really want to know how you came up with this idea. Like, it's such a strange concept.
Well, you know, you're just spitballing with friends, but I remember thinking about an incident when an ex-girlfriend of Leonardo DiCaprio bottled him and scratched up his face, and you kind of think, like, that's a disturbing thing to happen to a guy who his face is his whole career, basically.
Yeah, so it just came from...
Yeah, so, yeah, basically that concept.
That is so cool. Okay, so, but why Tom Hanks in specific? Like, did you have like kind of like a weird like one-sided beef with him or something, or just
No beef. I think Tom Hanks is kind of like America's granddaddy. You know, I don't know how many like American cultural icons he's played at this point. I think like Walt Disney, Captain Phillips, Sully. Lots of other. Forrest Gump, not historical, but, you know, very American.
Very American, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So, what was your approach to writing this satire?
Well, I remember thinking about John Lennon's Killer, and the way there's kind of this unwritten rule in the Beatles community, especially with older fans, that they don't speak his name. And I think there's something really cool about a community kind of having this unspoken mutual agreement. Like, not censorship, I'm gonna be clear, I'm not talking about censorship.
No, yes, okay, I got you, yeah.
But it's, you know, holding yourself to a higher standard.
Yeah.
And also people like John Lennon's Killer, or John Hinckley Jr., who shot Ronald Reagan because he liked Jodie Foster, and like what's going on in these people's heads.
In their head, yeah. Okay, this is really cool. So, did you face any unique challenges while you were writing this film?
I mean, there's always... I thought I'd be criticized for, like... I mean, it's a real guy. A real guy. It's the actor, it's not Tom Hanks that we used. But, you know, there is violence done to a famous person that people know. I thought people would be upset with that, but I think they saw the screenplay as mostly pretty harmless, because they saw the comedy in the scratch.
Okay, that's really good. Okay, and this film won the best screenplay at this year's Spare Film Festival. So congratulations to you for that. But what does this award mean to you?
I just think it's cool that, you know, people enjoyed it. My favorite part about the festival was I got to see it in a theater with other people, and like they're all, you know, they're laughing and clapping, and you know, they're getting silence at the tense parts, and I've never experienced that with, you know, one of my movies before, so I thought that was very cool.
It was like a surreal moment.
Yeah, definitely.
That is so good. Yeah. So, what element of comedy writing do you think gets overlooked the most?
Well, that's interesting. I've never really thought of myself as like a comedy writer. You know, I think, I guess I like dark comedies. But the thing about comedy is it needs to be controversial.
Yeah.
If it's not controversial, you're not saying anything interesting.
Okay,
and also, comedy always has a message in it. Like there are no jokes that don't mean anything.
Yes. Okay. There's always like a hidden meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So I love that, like the VHS look of this film. So how did you and your team achieve that?
Well, I guess the thought process behind that was, you got to embrace what you have, and you know, I knew with my limited skill set at the time, we made the movie like a year and a half ago, we wanted to embrace a lo-fi look.
Yes.
So we decided to go with the VHS kind of thing, but we edited it with DaVinci Resolve, and they have some options for using like dated mediums,
filters
so
and stuff.
yeah, so there's also stuff for like old celluloid film kind of things, and then there's VHS and all kinds of stuff like that.
Okay, so do you have any particularly funny stories while you were shooting this film?
Yeah. So you would think like the hardest scene to film would be the one where, because we did like a one-shot take of when he actually scratches him.
Yeah.
But that we got that one right away. That was easy. But the hardest shot to get was I could not get our actor Luke. His name is also Luke in the movie. There's a scene when he's holding a newspaper and he's sipping a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I could not. The cup of coffee has a dog face on it, and I could not get him to face the dog toward the camera. And I was just like, turn your arm, like no, turn your arm.
Other way, like...
Yeah, and he just, whatever. My bad, probably.
Like the most ordinary scene.
Yeah, it should be so easy, but it took us like 20 minutes of pointing the camera
Oh my God,
at
look
the,
at
at
the
the
dog on
dog
there.
on a coffee cup.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. So I think I'm gonna have like the theme song about scratching Tom Hanks like stuck in
Mhm.
my head for the rest of my life, dude. So what was the writing and recording process for that song like?
So I remember we had been working on a different short like a year before, but
Okay.
that was around when we had the idea for Scratchin' Tom Hanks, and I'm blessed to have some very talented musician friends.
Yeah.
And when we were editing the score for the movie we did before, I just heard my friend Jake just like screwing around on guitar, and he was singing about, how Tom Hanks was the golden boy and that kind of thing. And I was like, oh yeah, we should totally put that in
We
the
gotta
movie.
have one of these in
So
there.
yeah, then like a year later, we rewrote the song, and it came out pretty well.
That is so cool, and that's a really good one. So another question: if you could scratch any celebrity, who would it be?
Well, I think the point is you're not supposed to want to scratch a celebrity, but I guess if I have to answer the question,
It's like theoretically.
I mean, I have no idea. A pass. I'm gonna take a pass on this question.
That's okay. That's okay. So, what's your favorite part of directing?
Well, it's amazing when the shot you have in your head like actually comes out the way you want it to. Like
exactly the way it played out.
because sometimes you'll shoot something and the concept of what you have in your head is generally there.
Yeah.
But it's not, pixel for pixel, like what's going on in
Yeah.
your mind's eye. So
Like, typically when it comes out, it's like it can be translated like in a different way. Yeah.
yes. But the scene where he actually scratches him, it came out like exactly how I thought
Really?
it would.
Oh my God.
And like that's
It's like the best part. Of
that's
the
the
movie.
best part. It's the climax. Early climax, I guess. But that was so cool.
That is so cool. Yeah. Okay. So when you aren't directing, what do you like to do best on the set?
Well, that's funny because I've directed every time I've been
Oh,
on the set.
really?
So I don't know, but I directed and I've acted, but only when I've also directed. So I have no idea.
Okay. If there was any like job or role on the set that you've seen other people do that you would be interested in, what would that be?
I don't know. I guess I love maybe the DP cinematographer. That's something
Okay,
I want to
yeah.
learn about. I think that's so cool. And also lighting is really interesting. The idea of
yeah.
like motivated lighting, where does it come from? I think that's so cool.
Okay,
and the
yeah.
way that you can put meaning in something through lighting.
Yeah. No, of course. Yeah.
People talk about today how like there are no good movies that are using lighting as effective as they were back in like the 80s. And,
Really,
I mean,
yeah.
I kind of agree, but lighting is a really cool tool
a really
when
important aspect of it, yeah.
when you're doing it right.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. So, what inspired you, the filmmaker?
I don't know. I guess I think about like the meaning of cinema a lot. Like, where does it come from? I guess technically the definition is like the art of the moving image. But when you get something so technical like that, are you really thinking
Is that
about what it
is? Yeah.
means? So I thought about the word more, and it's kind of like cinema. Well, it comes from a Greek word, and the root is actually like K-I-N-E, like kinetics, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It can mean moving,
Moving. Yeah. Like,
but it can also mean changing.
okay. That makes
And
sense.
I
yeah.
think, what is changing the most in a movie is like the soul of the characters,
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
I think that that's what cinema is. It's not just images moving, but it's about the human soul, and I mean either the characters' souls are changing or the people watching it are.
That is such a cool way to think about it. Yeah.
So I guess that kind of inspires me.
Oh my god, I love how you like put that root word in there, the kinetic part. That's really cool.
Yeah, I've got a philosophy professor
Yeah.
who's always like, he's writing the Greek words
No,
out.
of course. I didn't even think about that. That's really cool. So, what's your favorite movie of all time?
That's a tough question. I guess if I had to pick one, the one I normally tell people, but I mean, I'd say it changes every day, is There Will Be Blood, the
Blood.
Paul Thomas Anderson movie. I just think it's fantastic. Daniel Day-Lewis gives an amazing performance, and Paul Dano almost rivals his performance, but it's hard to compete with him.
Okay.
But really, really, really fantastic movie.
Okay, that's good. So, do you have any projects you're currently working on right now?
I just finished shooting a teaser with Nathan Nance, who's a big cinematographer guy here.
Oh, wow.
At MTSU. And that, well, we're calling it a teaser. It's a tool to basically gain interest and fundraise from investors. So then ideally in, maybe a year and a half, we'll have enough money to make a movie.
To make a movie. Okay, that's so cool. So you're planning on making a movie?
Yes, that's the plan.
And are you writing something right now for that, or?
Yeah, I'm working on some stuff.
Okay, that's cool. I have to see that. So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to try filmmaking?
Well, I'm hardly an authority. I'm pretty young in this stuff, but I guess if I had to think about it, preparing is very, very important, but you need to keep an open mind about kind of the spontaneity of what happens on set, because sometimes the best things are improvised.
Yeah.
So you just need to, you can't be rigid about what can and cannot happen. It needs to be a fluid environment.
That does make sense. Okay, well, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. We'll be right back after this short break.
There's this place where its visitors come from all across the country. Some are tall, some are short, some are avid runners. And then there's some who just want to lay around all day. They're all looking to have fun and make a new friend while they're at it. Will you lend a helping hand? Visit Southern Utah's Best Friends, the nation's largest no-kill animal sanctuary, where hidden amongst some of America's national treasures is its greatest one, pets.
Some places have the power to transform us, connect us, move us. This is the power of place, the power of parks and open spaces to improve cities, communities, and ourselves. This is the work of the Trust for Public Land, putting open space within reach of every person in America. Help us create the power of place and healthier, happier communities nationwide.
Well, we made it. It's the end of the show, and we got here with no tomfoolery, no shenanigans, and absolutely no. Oh my god! Oh my god! Can we get a medic in here or something? Oh my god. Well, I guess that's a wrap of this episode of the Director's Chair. Provided we're allowed within 100 feet of this studio after this. We'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Alicia Saeed, and thank you for tuning in.